What's going on, guys? And I'm back today with another video, and today I'm going to be bringing you a US30 and gold weekly markup and basically outlook on what I think is going to be happening this upcoming week. So we're going to start off on US30. So the first thing I always do is you want to mark up the previous day's highs and lows. So I'm on the daily chart right now. So these are all daily candles, and we need to understand what's happening on the overall higher time frame, because even though we're an intraday trader, we have to have an expectation on what we think is going to happen for the whole week. So it aligns with our daily bias for each day. So first, we're going to go to the daily time frame. We're going to mark up the previous day's highs and lows. Daily low and then the daily high. Because if the previous day is a bullish day and is a bullish candle, we understand the likelihood of the next candle just having a down wick possibly and then push higher is more likely than to have the next candle be a bearish candle and break the low. So we understand just the higher probability of the next trading day is going to be another bullish candle, because we're already a bullish candle. It's just basic price action and how candles overall move. So now that we have the overall daily highs and lows, we understand that also right here, that above all these highs, above all this, this is all liquidity in the market. So this is ideally where we want to see price continue to run above. And this is the all-time high also for US30 right here. And look where that is, right at this high. So we overall understand that this is an area that we eventually want to see price come up to and take these highs out. This is an area I've been targeting for a while now. I was targeting it up here, but we had that retracement that got the liquidity from below these lows to now push it higher. So we're going to see now, and overall I'm expecting it to be a bullish week. And let's move down to the 4-hour time frame. So let's zoom on in and see what's happening right now. The previous week it was very bullish, very bullish. So if we do have a retracement this week, I would want to see it possibly have a retracement to down here. So we're on the 4-hour time frame. So right here, this candle right here, let me color it in. Where's that? This candle right here, this last bearish candle before this up move, this is going to be our order block, our 4-hour bullish order block. So let's mark that up. And what is the level this is at? This is at 34,886. So this is an ideal area that if we get a retracement to then look for buying opportunities here. And this is also above the daily low also. And let's keep in mind now, let's pull our fib from this low down here to this high. Move it right here. And let's mark this up at the bottom of this 4-hour order block just so we can see ideally where it is. And since we do that, we're going to get our fib also. And we're going to mark up the 50% of this right here. So now we have an ideal area to watch out for if price doesn't hold above this daily high. This is another level price could likely come to. Why? Because there's a lot of confluences in this area also. This is the 50% of this 4-hour order block. Also is at the 79% of this of what the fib from here to here. But if I pull this fib maybe from somewhere down here, no, right here, that wasn't the fib. Right here, that's not the fib either. Right here, pull the fib right here. These all are down there. So this is the only fib that would make sense for this whole move. And it's also the last move before this down candle of this order block. So just these confluences right here are going to be key. So let's mark up this level also that we want to keep in mind. and there's also 34,800, matter of fact. So let's do that. Make it actually 34,800. So that's also another confirmation for this area now. Right here, this level is 34,800. So that's a lot of confirmations right here for the price to possibly have a retracement farther down here to possibly before having that overall push to take out these highs. So overall, I'm just expecting price to have a retracement right now for US30, because I know more than likely price, it could likely take off before just then having a retracement, but I think it's more than likely to create more liquidity above these highs. This would be buy side liquidity right now, all above these highs. So this is where we're looking for price to take off and basically target this area. So we're gonna mark this area up also. 35,138. That's ideally where we want to go. So we already have multiple areas that we could look for retracement buys basically at. So getting pricing at a lower price. So if we keep in mind on the daily time frame, we're very bullish. So if we could have a down candle, down wick the next day, or pricing might just, it could just likely take off and we'll be wrong for the week, and we'll just basically have to play it day by day. Well, overall, if price does want to have a lower retracement, we'll pull it from down here, our fib, and let's look at where these levels are. Price will be coming down here under this 4-hour order block and into these areas, but I don't want to see that happen. Ideally, you just gotta have to keep a certain bias on the market and have an understanding of what you want to see, because that's just, when you change your bias all the time, you're going to be shifting from the idea of thinking price is going to go up or down, and when you're doing that, trying to make a trade, it tends to fog your mind and you tend to make not the right decisions in that moment. So it's good to keep a bias and stick to it. It just keeps it simple, if it makes sense. So that's ideally what I want to see for US30 coming into the week. We could have a retracement to 34,936, because this is an area that we also have an order block right here. This is a smaller 4-hour order block also. And if you also look at this right here, make this black. If I'm gonna make it red. Look at this right here. It's a small one, and if you also pull the fib, most likely from this level to right here, it's gonna match up also. So we have a lot of areas price could likely retrace to before eventually falling. So we're here at, let's get it, here at 34,933. We could look for buys with US30, and if price doesn't likely come there, we will likely want to see price come down to the 34,800 to 34,886 area before possibly having that retracement to push higher. So that's ideally what we want to see with US30 this week. These are the trades I'm going to be looking to take to overall in the beginning through Monday through Wednesday, because those tend to be the days where you can get into trades and hold them throughout the week and then get out of them on Friday. So this is ideally what I want to see. And if we go down to the 1-hour time frame, when you let's look for areas that price will likely want to come to that aren't filled in. So let's get this, where we're gonna look right here. What do we see? An imbalance, fair value gap, whatever you want to call it. Everyone has a different name for it, but it's basically an area price will likely want to come to fill. And where is that? Right under here. So that will likely get filled if price wants to come lower down here. Also, let's go to 4-hour time frame. Look to see if we have any. Right here also, I'm gonna only mark up this 4-hour one right here. And if you don't know what I'm marking up, right here, the gaps in this candle, see how this candle wicks up, and these wicks, these 3 candles, this one, and this one, the first one and the third one, the wicks don't touch, so that leaves a gap in the market, meaning it didn't give equal opportunity to buyers and sellers in the market, so it leaves an imbalance in the market. So basically price will eventually try to fill this area before potentially going higher. It doesn't mean it's going to happen this week. It might not happen anytime soon, but it gives you an idea where price is likely to target, because this area is liquidity. So that's basically what I expect to happen for US30. So let's move on to gold. So with gold, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start off on the higher time frames. We're going to mark up the daily highs and daily lows. I just marked that up wrong. Mark this up as a daily low. Okay, so what do we see that's happening on this overall with gold? So far we've been bullish. I haven't looked at gold in a while, but overall we're still bullish. We understand there was a order block right here on the daily time frame. Price didn't come there fully yet, but I think price is more than likely to try to come down there now. So overall, gold I think is going to be targeting this area down here, which is 1778. So this is an area you could look for price to target on the higher time frame. So overall, we expect the price to still be bullish. So let's keep in mind now. Let's go to 4-hour time frame. So overall, let's look at what happened these previous days. So if we understand, each of these dividers is a different day. So from here to here is one day. From here to here is one day. And from here to here is one day. So we understand that yesterday, basically, so Friday, before when the market closed, market grabbed liquidity from both buy and sell side liquidity, meaning it took the highs out here and also broke the lows here. So we know that now price is likely to either go is more than likely to start to basically take off with momentum, because if you also look at the way these candles were forming, it's basically very indecisive, and the more dojis, so the more explosive a move is going to be. So you can tend to expect that. So now that we know that price grabbed liquidity, now we know that price is more than likely to try to either push up or push down. So let's look at both views on what we expect to happen. So if you also look to the left, we have an order block right here, also a 4-hour order block. And what is happening? Prices are respecting it. And now if you look at it like this, what's happening in this whole area, you could call it a zone, whatever you want to call it. Let's do it like this. This zone, whatever you want to call it, price is respecting it and holding right above it. You can see how well it's holding above this area from the top of this candle, and look over. Just look at this zone. It's perfectly drawn. It's not a supply demand zone. It's an order block. ICT concept, it's an order block. You can see how well it's respecting it. And if you also possibly pull the fib from here to this high up here, you have a lot of confirmations now that price is respecting this area to possibly go higher. So if you overall look on the higher time frame, we were expecting price to continue lower, but if you look at what's happening, price could be likely, if you go to this high and move over, this would more than likely be a breaker block on a right here. Yep, a breaker block on a lower time frame right here. If you understand the concept of a breaker block right here, if you understand the concept of a breaker block is an order block that got broken through in the past. So right here, if you look, this would be the order block for when price was all the way back here. So if you look at it like this, previously in the past, this was an order block, and you could have potentially been looking for sells in this area to see price go lower. And as you can see, it did work for a while, rejecting it for a little bit. But if you go into the past, it eventually got broken through. And when an order block is broken through, it doesn't necessarily mean it can never be traded through again, because as you can see, price came to it again after having that push above it, rejected it before potentially pushing higher. And in this case, price started to push above it and now is rejecting it again. So now we understand. I'm going to take this off for the order block because I only use it for the breakers. So now that we understand price is rejecting a lower time frame breaker block, it's also rejecting a 4-hour time frame order block right here. 4-hour time frame order block right here. It's also rejecting the fib that I have drawn from the range that price is currently in. So now we have a lot of confirmations for price to potentially maybe range a little bit, do a fake out to the bottom before really taking off. Let me just got OCD, make this look a little bit neater, something like that, before price potentially taking off. So that's really what I have right now. Let me just look at this last. I'm gonna pull my fib from this very bottom to up here. And let's see if it's on our last level, our continuation level. Yep, right there also, another confirmation. So if you pull the fib from this low all the way down here, all the way at this low at what is 1756, and this high at 1832, if you look at the continuation level right here of that fib, I'm gonna make this red. The continuation level is also right here. There's just so many confirmations right now for price on gold to go higher. So right here at 18, and it's at 1800, so it's at a whole level too. Oh my god, there's a lot of confirmations for price to go up right now on gold. And I don't even trade gold, and it's getting me excited because this is a lot of confirmations. No cap. Let's just get this 1800. Right here is 1800. Make it blue. So we have 1800 level, so that's a whole number level. We have this rejection of this 4-hour order block, which is right here. I'm gonna just highlight every single confirmation we have. Let's make this blue. I forgot orange. So we have this 4-hour order block right here, which price is respecting right over here, as you can see with these candle closures. We also understand that from when you pull the fib from this low right here to this high, and you look at the fib level rejections, it's rejecting the 79% and hovering right below the 70.50 right now. And it's also the reason price is holding above this level is because it's a whole number 1800 level. So prices respecting these confirmations very well. And if you also understand the way price action is and understand the concepts of breaker and order blocks, you understand that price right now is respecting one that it previously respected right here, and it's also respecting right here. So now areas that we'll be looking to target, the buy side liquidity above these highs at 1830, and also targeting the highs right up here at 1825. And another area we could look to target right here, because if you look, this is a bearish order block on the 4-hour time frame, so this could be an area price is likely to reject off if it wants to keep going lower or having a retracement of some sort. So it doesn't mean it's going to be respected, but it's good to always have everything marked up, because you never know. You never want to hold and have an unrealistic basically target in mind. You have to keep everything realistic. You're not going for making $1 million. You want to make your money, get majority of it out, and leave a runner. That's how I like to trade. So say you get into a trade down here when the market opens or something, you have a stop loss maybe up to here. You could target areas like this to get some of your profit out, which is basically almost a 1 to 2. Also, so it's like basically you risk $50 to make 100. But then you could possibly target above these highs, which is a 3.4. So you risk, say, $50 and you come out with like 350, I don't know, something like that. But then overall you could have a target of like 1 to 4, which is basically if you risk $4, not $4, you risk $50, you're basically coming out with 250. So if that makes sense, it all depends what you're risking at the end of the day. But I basically like to trade. You get majority of your money out, and you just let the runner run. That's how I like to trade. So that's really it for this breakdown. Hopefully this helps you guys with gold. This is a simple breakdown. There's a lot of confirmations for price, as you can see, to reject this area and continue going higher. That's what I want to see with gold, and we'll see what it does. I could be completely wrong and this be sick, but we're going to see. Let's see how the strategy works. It never fails me, and if it does fail me, I understand where it's going. I know that if price does come down, it's coming to reject these levels down here, which is, if you also look, is in confluence with another order block on the 4-hour time frame. Gold has a lot of confirmations on the 4-hour time frame, as you guys can see. So this will be another area that we will look for price to respect to continue going higher. So even if we're wrong, we know where we want to relocate, and we'll always have everything planned out. Nothing we do is not strategic, if that makes sense. So my expectations basically for this upcoming week is I'm overall still bullish on US30. I'm just waiting for a retracement to get a better price to potentially see higher prices. So overall, I want to see price come back to 34,800 or 34,930 area for potential buys, or if price comes lower, areas that I'll be looking to target also are down here at 34,550 area. So these are all lower possible areas that price could come to, but that's not what I want to see. Overall, I just want to see a retracement to see higher prices. And then with gold, where's gold at? Then with gold, I'm expecting price to potentially range before having the overall push to take out these highs at 1825 and 1833 to potentially finish filling this imbalance. If you look from this wick to this wick right here, will be an imbalance. And as you can see, price didn't fill a lot of it yet. It filled some of it, maybe 25%, but I want to see price potentially fill that whole thing. So that's a target we are looking for now. So we have our confirmations, the order blocks, we have the fibs, and everything else that we have, and then now we have targets, the liquidity, and also this liquidity of this imbalance that we have right here. So that's really it. And like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.